Hey guys, so some news. I am heading to TIFF 2022. That's right, I'm going to both Venice and Toronto film festivals this year, which is great. I'm going to be making lots of awesome early content for you guys. So yeah, if you want those early reviews of a lot of the anticipated movies, be sure to click subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for all my thoughts, opinions, and reactions as they happen. I've already discussed which films I'm excited to see from the Venice Film Festival lineup, so today I thought I would give you a video on the films that I'm most excited to see from the Toronto lineup. I weirdly think I'm actually more excited for the Toronto lineup than I am Venice. Yeah, I know. It's true, Venice does get all the debuts, and a lot of films do get their start at Venice, which go on to be big award season contenders. And you know me, I love me some Oscar baity type movies. But TIFF, however, is a bit more of a pick and mix of like new titles, films that are making a stop on the festival circuit, like films that have started at Cannes or Venice, making their pit stop at Toronto. And to be honest, there's more random stuff at TIFF. Some good, some bad, but I don't know, I quite like that it's eclectic. I like that it's not all art house fare, you know? Because Venice is very much cinephile, and TIFF is very much moviegoer, and that's more my pace. I mean, after 8 days in Venice watching cinema, it's nice to know in TIFF that my brain doesn't need to be turned on to full capacity for every film that I watch. Sometimes it's nice to just switch your brain off and watch something that's, you know, made for entertainment and not for art's sake. So yeah, there's a lot more in the TIFF lineup that I'm excited to see than there is in the Venice lineup. Just for the purposes of keeping this video as short as possible, I won't be going into depth about any titles in the TIFF lineup which I would have seen elsewhere, like Cannes or Venice. There's a lot of anticipation for movies like Darren Aronofsky's The Whale, Martin McDonagh's The Banshees of Inisherin, Park Chan-wook's Decision to Leave, Ruben Östlund's The Triangle of Sadness, and Florian Zeller's The Sun. They're all going to TIFF, which is wonderful, but I'm not going to talk about them in this video because I've already talked about them. I've seen or will have seen all of those titles at Cannes or Venice, so there's no point wasting breath and time repeating myself. All right then, so let's get started. What am I excited to see at TIFF this year? Well, let's kick things off with one of my most anticipated films in the lineup. It's the latest film from British filmmaker Sam Mendes called Empire of Light. Sam Mendes skipped the festival circuit with his last film, 1917, but that film did go on to do very well at both the BAFTAs and the Academy Awards. It won 7 BAFTAs and 3 Oscars. I'm expecting Empire of Light to be a player this award season. Set in the south coast of England during the 1980s, this is a love letter to an old cinema, and the Academy loves a love letter to cinema story. Incredible talent both in front of the camera and behind it. We've got Roger Deakins doing the cinematography, who won an Oscar for the last collaboration he did with Sam Mendes of 1917. You've got Thomas Newman doing the score. Interesting fact, Thomas Newman is a 15-time nominated composer and still hasn't won. Could this be his year? And then you've also got stars Olivia Colman and Colin Firth, both Academy Award winners themselves, alongside Michael Ward, Toby Jones, and Tom Brooke. Yeah, BAFTA are gonna devour this film. Let's see if the Academy takes to it too. I definitely see this film being a potential contender for the People's Choice Award at TIFF. And as you guys probably already know, the recipient of the People's Choice Award at TIFF often goes on to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars and does win it a fair bit. Okay, so next up we have Gina Prince Bythewood's The Woman King, which stars Academy Award winner Viola Davis as a ferocious leader of an African female army. This film had me at Viola Davis, but the trailer looks epic. The film also stars John Boyega, Lashana Lynch, Jordan Bolger, Sheila Atim, and Hero Fiennes Tiffin. Maybe see a costume nod for Gersha Phillips. Could see it happening. Next up we have the second of Harry Styles' fall film festival projects. He's starring alongside Florence Pugh in Olivia Wilde's Don't Worry Darling. That's going to Venice, but his second role in Michael Grandidge's adaptation of Bethan Roberts' novel, My Policeman, might be the performance which gets him some award season traction. The My Policeman cast has already won the TIFF Tribute Actor Award, which last year went to Benedict Cumberbatch and Jessica Chastain, and Jessica Chastain went on to win Best Actress at the Oscars. This is actually the first time that an entire ensemble has won this award, so it's not singling out any particular performance, but all eyes will be on the former One Direction star. In My Policeman, Harry Styles plays a gay copper called Tom in 1950s England and gets involved in a complex love triangle with Marion, played by Emma Corrin, and a museum curator called Patrick, played by David Dawson. But rest assured, my gay ass will be watching this movie. And speaking of gay, there's another title that I'm quite keen to check out called Bros, which is by Nicholas Stoller, and this is the first big studio, big budget, gay rom-com with a predominantly LGBTQ+ cast ever, okay? Like, this is a game changer. This could be, you know, a trailblazing movie for more studio-produced gay rom-coms in the future. So yeah, I'm very excited for this one. The film is written and stars Billy Eichner as one of the male leads, along with Luke McFarlane. But yes, I will be definitely reviewing that one. Sarah Polley's Women Talking is also on my radar. They just released the first image of this film today. It features a buffet of amazing female talent. You got Jessie Buckley, Rooney Mara, Claire Foy, Frances McDormand, Sheila McCarthy. It's also got Ben Whishaw. I know he's not a woman, but he's in it. The synopsis on IMDb reads that a group of women in an isolated religious colony struggle to reconcile their faith with a string of sexual assaults committed by the colony's men. It sounds dark, timely, and provocative, but I love it when a film is pushing boundaries. And given the caliber of the talent on board, we might see someone in this pack of women be a frontrunner for Best Supporting Actress. Will Claire Foy finally get that first Oscar nomination? Maybe. Yes, I'm still not over her being snubbed for First Man. You know how I said Harry Styles has 2 movies this fall film festival? Well, his co-star Florence Pugh in Don't Worry Darling, she's doing the same thing too. She's got a second film debuting at TIFF called The Wonder, which is the newest film from Sebastian Lelio, who did the amazing films Disobedience and A Fantastic Woman. This is an adaptation of Emma Donoghue's novel and is described as a psychological thriller set in the Irish Midlands in 1862. And it stars Florence Pugh, so I'm on board, but it also has Ciarán Hinds. Next up, we've got Butcher's Crossing, which is a western with Nick Cage. So yeah, enough said. There's the new stop-motion animation film from Henry Selick, who gave us James and the Giant Peach and Coraline, and it's called Wendell and Wild, who are a dynamic duo who try to escape from hell, and they are voiced by one of the industry's most beloved and dynamic duos, Key and Peele, and Peele actually has helped co-write the script for this film, so yeah, keen to see it. Christ, what a bendy bus, it's hot in here, guys, woo! So sorry guys, it is so hot in here, I am sweating profusely. It ain't cute. Yeah, London is going through a bit of a heat wave, and so it results in me looking gross in my videos. The Lost King is a new British comedy from Stephen Frears. It's based on a true story of how King Richard III's remains were found in a Leicester car park. This film stars Sally Hawkins, Steve Coogan, and Harry Lloyd. Sounds like fun. I'll probably go see this one. I am British, and I like to laugh, so yeah. And sticking with the British comedies, we also have the debut of Richard Eyre's Alleluia. I am really keen to see this one because it's set in Yorkshire, which is where I'm from, and it also has a feast of beloved British stars. You've got Judi Dench, Jennifer Saunders, David Bradley, Derek Jacobi, Russell Tovey, and Ross Tomlinson. It's supposedly an uplifting comedy set in a geriatric ward, so yeah. Sold. Side note, I am expecting both The Lost King and Alleluia to show up in the London Film Festival lineup as well. Okay, so next up we've got the premiere of the new A24 film Causeway, which is directed by Leland Neubauer. I'm excited for this one because Jennifer Lawrence is starring in it. J-Lo is playing a former soldier who has PTSD and is struggling to acclimatize back to civilian life. The film also stars Brian Tyree Henry and Samira Wiley, and it's being distributed by Apple TV+. Also on Apple's slate at TIFF is Rodrigo Garcia's Raymond and Ray. This stars Ethan Hawke and Ewan McGregor as 2 half-brothers who rekindle their relationship after their father passes away. But I am keen to see how the audiences at TIFF respond to it because of the caliber of the talent involved. I mean, who doesn't love the idea of Ethan Hawke and Ewan McGregor playing half-brothers? That's brilliant. Apple also has Peter Farrelly's real-life comedy, The Greatest Beer on Ever, debuting at TIFF. This film stars Zac Efron as a man in 1960s New York trying to deliver some beers to his childhood friends who are fighting in the Vietnam War. Apparently this is based on true story. But then again, that's what they said about Green Book. Let's wait and see if Peter Farrelly gets any bother for historical inaccuracy for this film. Last time Peter Farrelly was at TIFF was for Green Book back in 2018, which he won the People's Choice Award for and went on to win Best Picture at the Oscars. So yes, will we see a repeat of award season traction for The Greatest Beer on Ever? Well, I guess we'll wait and see. One more film that I am stupidly excited to watch out of pure fascination is the new film from Eric Appel, Weird, the Al Yankovic story, which is the opening film of the Midnight Madness section of the festival. Ever since they announced that Daniel Radcliffe would be playing the parody singer-songwriter Weird Al Yankovic, I have been tickled with curiosity to see this film. Some people have been saying online that Daniel Radcliffe is a very weird choice to play Weird Al Yankovic, and yeah, from a hype perspective, it's a little weird, but me, I'm fascinated by it. And the thing about Daniel Radcliffe, he's gotten this reputation in the acting community that he's really super serious, trying to distance himself from the Harry Potter role. But the thing is, like, Daniel Radcliffe has proven himself to be quite a goofy man. Like, he's taken on some really funny roles in films like Swiss Army Man and The Lost City, as well as the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt special. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching him play this mustachioed, accordion-playing, 5-time Grammy winner. Just from looking at the trailer as well, this film looks like a parody of the musical biopic genre that we've been getting so much of in the last few decades, which could be quite refreshing. Like, there might be more satire in this film than at first glance. So I'm actually really excited to see this one. This looks like a seriously fun, kooky time at the cinema, and I can't wait to watch it surrounded by others. Also, from the Midnight Madness section, I'm keen to see Tim Story's The Blackening. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, Elegance Breton's The Inspection, which is based on the filmmaker's own experiences of being gay in the US Marines Corps. Jeremy Pope, who starred in Ryan Murphy's Hollywood, he is the star of this film. We've also got J.D. Dillard's Devotion. Cue the food puns, because we also have Mark Mylod's The Menu making an appearance at TIFF, which is a biting satire of haute cuisine and features a delicious cast, which includes Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, Ray Fiennes, Janet McTeer, John Leguizamo, Judith Light, Paul Adelstein, and Hong Chow. That last one wasn't a food pun, by the way, that's her name, Hong Chow. But anyway, I'll definitely be having this off the menu. Tobias Lindholm, who gave us the amazing thriller The Hunt, is back with a new movie called The Good Nurse, which is an adaptation of Charles Graeber's novel about one of history's most notorious and prolific serial killers, Charles Cullen. He can't be that prolific because I've never heard of him until I saw the synopsis on IMDb. But yeah, apparently Charles Cullen was implicated in the deaths of over 300 people over the space of 16 years in 9 hospitals across Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Earning himself the title of the Angel of Death by the tabloids, looks like we've got ourselves a real-life Dexter here. But yeah, it's definitely not as catchy as The Bay Harbor Butcher. The film has 2 Oscar winners playing the lead roles. You've got Eddie Redmayne playing Charles Cullen, and you've got Jessica Chastain playing a nurse who risks her job and her family's safety in order to uncover the truth about Charles. Netflix is definitely cashing in on the trend of the whole real-life crime adaptation. So yeah, you can catch this one on Netflix at some point. And keeping with the crime genre, we've got another Netflix film, which is highly anticipated. It's Rian Johnson's follow-up to surprise smash hit Knives Out, called Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I actually watched the first Knives Out for the first time at TIFF back in 2019, and it's actually one of my most fondest memories from that festival. There was such a vibe in the cinema. There was a shared collective joy watching this amusing whodunit surrounded by strangers. It was one of those occurrences where watching a movie with an audience actually amplified the enjoyment factor significantly. So I'm really looking forward to watching the latest installment of Knives Out once again at TIFF, you know, surrounded by others, rather than watching it for the first time at home on a TV screen. It's kind of a full circle moment for me, because the last time I was at TIFF was 2019, and then Corona. Daniel Craig is once again reprising his role as Detective Benoit Blanc, and this time the colourful cast of suspects includes Jessica Henwick, Ethan Hawke, Kathryn Hahn, Edward Norton, Dave Bautista, Kate Hudson, Madeline Klein, Leslie Odom Jr., and Janelle Monáe. All I hope is that this film is better than the subpar Death on the Nile adaptation we got earlier this year. Because yeah, the premise does look kind of similar. It looks like the characters are getting onto a boat and the murder's gonna happen there. So yes, it's probably an homage to Death on the Nile, but hopefully it's better than the Kenneth Branagh film. Some other titles that I'll probably check out whilst I'm there include Paul Veitz's Moving On, Catherine Hardwicke's Prisoner's Daughters, Amy Redford's Roost, Robert Connolly's Blueback, Stephen Williams' Chevalier, Sana Lathon's On the Come Up, Jung-Woo Song's A Man of Reason, Mary Nai's Alice Darling, Zachary Wiggins' Sanctuary, Shekhar Kapoor's What's Love Got to Do With It, Clement Virgo's Brother, and a few I missed at Cannes actually that I've been meaning to catch up on include Holy Spider by Ali Abbasi, Joyland by Saim Sadiq, and Corsage by Marie Kreutzer. And last but not least, my most anticipated film in the TIFF lineup is Steven Spielberg's The Fablemans. After skipping last year's awards circuit with his beloved adaptation of West Side Story, Steven Spielberg is debuting his new film The Fablemans at the New York Film Festival, but it's also making an appearance at TIFF. Believe it or not, this is actually Steven Spielberg's first time taking a film to TIFF, which is kind of balmy when you think about it. The Fablemans is a semi-autobiographical movie about Spielberg's experiences growing up in Arizona, and it's centered around a young man played by Gabriel LaBelle who learns of a shattering family secret as well as the power of cinema and how it brings us together and reveals truths about ourselves and others. The film also stars Michelle Williams, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Julia Butters, Judd Hirsch, and Keely Carston. This is Spielberg's first time since AI where he's co-wrote the screenplay. He's done it with Tony Kushner, who wrote the screenplays for Spielberg's other projects like Munich, West Side Story, and Lincoln. I mean, what else is there to say? It's Spielberg making a movie based on his childhood and is a love letter to cinema. If you ask me, The Fablemans is this year's big ticket item at TIFF. A lot of people are anticipating The Fablemans to be this year's Belfast, you know, the sweet, crowd-pleasing movie based on an auteur's childhood and celebrates cinema. And yeah, a lot of people are thinking it might be a contender for the People's Choice Award at TIFF and go on to get a Best Picture nomination. And this could be the start of Steven Spielberg's journey to getting his third possible directing Oscar, or maybe his second ever Best Picture win. And I could totally see that happening. It's been forever since we last celebrated Steven Spielberg at the Academy Awards, and maybe it's time. So yeah, that's why I'm really excited to see The Fablemans. But there you go, guys. Those are all the movies that I'm keen to see at TIFF. Were there any that I missed? What are some of your most anticipated films in the TIFF lineup this year? Let me know in the comment section down below. Remember to follow all my opinions, reactions, and thoughts to both the Venice and the Toronto Film Festivals by following me on social media. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those links are on the screen. And yeah, if you want to stay up to date with all my reviews from those festivals, don't forget to click subscribe. I'm gonna go have a very cold shower now because it's absolutely boiling in here, but as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Carefield, and I'll see you next time.